Hello everyone and welcome to the Best of 2021, our year in review episode. For the next hour, we're going to be going over all the different systems that we got to play and check out, all the different pledges and projects we got to finish and get to the actual tabletop fully painted, and all of the guests that we had on the channel this year. It's going to be an awesome episode. Stay tuned and enjoy.
Welcome to Trident Wargaming, a podcast dedicated to all aspects of tabletop wargaming. Your hosts are Bill and Andy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Trident Wargaming. This is the year in review episode. It has been a long road to get to this point. If you do not know who I am at this point, my name is Bill, and I'm joined with my co-host, Andy.
Hey, everybody.
And if you have been listening, thank you. We definitely appreciate all the support. This episode, honestly, is just a way for us to reflect on all the different projects we've worked on and just how far we've actually come. Kicking off, starting in the podcast game in January, it's been a pretty wild ride. I have to admit, we're blown away by the support and the success that we've been having, and we know it's just going to keep getting better and better from here. So a big shout out and thank you to all the listeners, all the people who comment on Instagram and our YouTube and on Facebook, and who like, share, and tell their friends, and who knows, maybe even their family about all the cool stuff that we're doing.
All that stuff, yeah.
Tell them all. Tell the world. A big thanks. We definitely appreciate it.
For sure. It's like you said, it's been a wild ride, and we love sharing everything that pretty much we do hobby-wise with you guys out there. From just hobby talk to sharing tactics from different systems, that we're involved in, painting techniques, even just open up a new box and sharing it on YouTube with you guys, so it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun doing it. We've definitely in the beginning, I remember having this conversation with Bill, and it was, I think, probably one of the best things to do was to, take it slow and get ready and be prepped for what we want to bring to you guys. And I think, honestly, myself, and I know we've actually accomplished that. So, props to you guys again, like Bill has mentioned, thanking you guys. Props to you for getting involved with us, reaching out, being on the podcast as well, and just even sharing your pictures and your thoughts on any of the platforms that we're on. So again, props to you guys. We wouldn't really be here without you guys too. So a lot of fun, and I can see in the future there will be a lot more coming down the pipe. So
absolutely.
It's been an experience and a half doing this, especially with my good friend, best friend here, Bill. Lots of good ideas, and sometimes there's beers involved, but
sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes there is. Crack 'em if you got 'em. Let's just say that.
So, cheers to you guys. Cheers to Bill, being an awesome teammate as well. We really go through the paces and just get stuff done, and try to promote and show off. Even if it's just a simple conversion, we like to, put it out there and surprisingly get crazy amount of people just checking it out, right? So, that's kind of a good place to be, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I know, basically, we're just gearing up, getting ready for New Year's. You'll be listening to this just before.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, season 2 is going to kick off. We don't have any breaks or any like lapses of time. We've pretty much got a plan of how we want to approach season 2 and keep bringing you guys the content that you enjoy. So that's definitely an exciting time, as we're going to be experimenting with a couple different things with the videos and freshening up the whole look. It should be pretty good, though. I am excited for what the new year holds.
Oh, super excited. Like, just brand new year. We get to set some goals for ourselves again. Checking out different systems, hopefully, and also returning to some systems that we have played in the past that have kind of, sat on the shelf for a little bit.
Yeah.
And, we just continue to bring what we got. And hopefully, there's stuff that you're still enjoying and will enjoy in the future as well. And if there's other stuff maybe that we look at, you guys might want mention to us, and if we have interest in doing any some of the different things that are out there. I foresee some more hobby kind of videos coming out as well. Anywhere from just the tips and tricks, or how Bill has painted something or other, right? Unboxings maybe of some other systems and whatnot, and I'm hoping, and I think this is going to be a big one for next year, is definitely a terrain corner.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going to be showing off, I think, maybe some of the stuff we're working on, and if there's stuff that we've come across or we've created or kind of designed in order to achieve what we're looking for, we can share that with videos on how we make it too. So
Definitely.
There's lots out there, but it's always great to share what we are experiencing and what we figure out and put to the grindstone and test out. So yeah.
If anything terrain wise that we've posted has tickled your fancy, buckle up, because I'm sure you'll like what we have coming down the pipe. So
Definitely.
Well, I guess kicking things off, like for the year in review, we started right kicking out of the gate in January, right in the new year. I know at the time it was a bolt action hit when we did pledges in January, which was pretty legit. I just looking back at some of the posts. I ended up getting that army fully, completely done this year. I revisited it in the fall and ended up, getting everything done, getting it all based and whatnot. Cranked through a lot of infantry. But definitely was really happy with jumping into a new system and getting it to this point. Just kind of, goes to show, if you chip away a little bit at a time, you can really get some serious progress done. The painting pledges, you've heard us say it many times. The pledges are a great way to really kind of light that fire for you to keep accountable, not only to yourself, but to the people you're doing pledges with. So, Andy and I, we do pledges. And we're lots of hype when we talk. It's like, yeah, I'm working on my stuff right now. I'm gonna make the deadline. It's gonna be awesome. Working under deadlines is always a nice thing. It definitely gives you some direction of where to go.
Keeps you real.
Well, that it does.
Like,
indeed.
I know. Like, we have a deadline coming up, and the other day I pushed hard to get some stuff done. Just with the busy season right now, it's. You're trying to find that time to at least sit down and get some stuff done, right?
Yeah.
But like beginning of the year, Bill was saying about his bolt action. I was working on bolt action as well, and it's great to see not only your teammate do something right out of the gate, go hard, get it done, which also infuses you with, what, I'm gonna get this done too, right? But the community as well here locally, they jumped all over it, which was awesome, right? they got involved. They started painting stuff. You know, guys got their stuff completed, and guys got their stuff up to a point where it was like, okay, cool, you got some progression.
Yeah.
You know, so and that's awesome. Like that's the whole thing about these challenges, right? You might not finish it, but you got some pretty good progression on it. That's one step further. So, you know, and of course, locally we had, you know, giveaways to
true.
help that out, which is nice because, you know, being part of these communities, like, you know, Bill and myself in the Heresy community as well, and a couple of our other friends, you know, that are pretty much kind of leads in those communities, and then myself in the bolt action community, being a sarge for one of our local stores, you know, Red Claw Gaming. It helps when you are always interacting with the community, showing that, you know, you're involved, showing that you're trying to do things, even right now in these hard times, you know, just showing the fact that, you know what, even though we were not able to get together for a good portion of, you know, however long now, there's still things that you can do.
Yep.
Right. And painting was one of those things, like getting armies ready, getting armies built, stuff like that. Right. So that's first rant of the episode.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know, kicking off like our actual like, legit episode, we kicked open the door hard in Heresy. Mm-hmm. We had the man himself, Mr. David Brains, on with us from the 30K channel, and it was really, really cool to have him come on the show and just chat about everything. And you know, I just gotta say, he's still producing awesome content, and for the last, you know, 2 years, even with his move, with relocating the studio and everything, he's still bringing it. He's still bringing the heat. I still have my sub. I'm still watching everything. It's awesome. He's doing the Zone. He's doing Titanicus, Aeronautica. It's just, yeah, it is a one-stop shop for all your Heresy stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, please give him a peek. Check out his Instagram as well. We'll have links in the description. But a big shout to him, because I know he did, take the time out of his day to come on and chat with us. And it was a lot of laughs. It was really cool to, you know, touch base with a guy who's so influential in the Heresy community as well. So that was really neat.
Really awesome. That was a real fun first episode to do.
Yeah, like our official, it was coming out strong, right? Yeah, it's hardcore.
And his stuff, like you said, he's still bringing it.
Yeah.
His move, how busy he was just with setting up his studio for his move.
Yeah.
And yet still bringing stuff out. And now that he's, you know, settled, there's, you know, you can tell he's got new stuff coming on the horizon, and you know that he's working hard with his team or whatever to bring some a refreshing face to it as well, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, props to him. It's just awesome. It's having that passion, you know, and heart into the hobby. That's what it's all about, especially when you're bringing that kind of content out and sharing it to communities and sharing it to the world practically.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, you know, prop and applause for him. So
yeah, for sure. I know once the that new month kicked off, again, new pledges jumped out, new systems. Andy and I, we ended up actually splitting. We both jumped to different systems, and again, we did our local community giveaways with that as well. I jumped to Necromunda, and I got my Orlok gang all done up as well. Another pretty, you know, satisfying achievement. I've yet to play a game of Necromunda. It is on the radar. I'm trying to get there, but you know what? I've been enjoying the process of just painting my stuff, getting it ready. I have some ambots I want to get done. A few more things. I ended up picking up that 3-pack of Resin Orlok Girls. There's a few little bits and bobs I want to get kind of all painted up, and realistically, I'll probably have everything painted before I even start to play Necromunda. I know we did almost get into a league before everything kicked off, and then it was looking really good, and then it just unfortunately didn't pan out.
Everything got shut down.
Yeah, but I still dream. I have a dream.
Oh, it'll happen next year,
So
for sure.
It'd be pretty sweet. And then Andy, you jumped into some Legion, if I remember correctly.
Some Star Wars Legion. Of course, being a huge Star Wars fan, mixing of the two worlds, Star Wars and miniatures, and I was just like, finally, an actual game.
Yeah.
And of course, it's been out for a little bit, but I went ham on getting miniatures for this game, and this pledge. There was a local community starting to grow, its fledgling steps and growing. And two friends, Hal and Curtis, they were starting this up and trying to promote it. So I ended up jumping into a league of theirs. Was just a kind of a learning league. But what I ended up doing was I ended up getting an Imperial army done, 800 points worth. And it was fun to paint and get some like studio shots done. I had like my Hoth snow troopers. I actually brought them outside in the daylight. Put them in the snow with one of my AT-AT miniatures that I have as well, and took some real nice shots with the green screen kind of thing, right? So, but getting that, and then also getting the hype from that community, which was just starting out. And showing that, hey, there's guys out here who are really trying to bring something to a community and share, and it was great meeting a couple of the guys. And it's funny because just recently I went for a bolt action night, and two of them were playing, and they recognized who I was, and like, oh yeah, your podcast, so yeah, it was great. And getting miniatures all done up like that and taking nice pictures of Star Wars stuff is definitely close to the heart on that one. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of good miniatures like that, and played a few games, hoping to get more down the road here, especially in the new year. Hanging out, and checking out the other players and getting to learn the game, because I know there's been a couple updates for it, but yeah, it's a great game, and miniatures are pretty decent. So, but it was nice to get that. And what did I give away on that one? I think I gave away a box of, I think it was clone ARC troopers, or something like that. Yeah, I think it was the ARC troopers. So people were pretty hyped for that because they were fairly new at the time. But yeah, again, fledgling community, trying to build some hype. Yeah, and showing that, hey, there are guys that are serious about bringing some stuff to them, and they all love it, right? So, yeah, good progress right there.
Yeah, no, it was solid.
I got to paint up Vader, man.
Yeah,
Vader.
Who doesn't want to paint Darth Vader? So, March, as we continue in our year in review, March was all about that sweet, sweet Titanicus. I know, big shout to Dan. He's been very patient with us this year as he's going full bore into Titanicus, and he probably feels like he's trying to pull a couple donkeys up a hill, because we're like, well, we'll get there soon, and a little procrastination on my part for sure. I know that is one of the big plans here after LBO is to really hit it hard and start gaming, because the system, I've played a few games, the system plays well, it feels nice to play, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to learn, and it seems fairly like balanced overall. Like, I haven't had any issues, and not to mention that sweet Trader Legio book that just dropped.
Yeah, that's right.
There's some goodies in there that I really want to bust out. So, but yeah, March was about Titanicus. We did get a fair amount of stuff done, and I still have these models. Like, staring at me in the face to get finished off and painted. Decals, everything else. At that point, I kind of pushed really hard, got a lot of stuff done on them, and then I was like, I don't want to rush. There's a point where you got to kind of not rush and
slow it down.
Yeah, like this is something I didn't want to just go all willy-nilly in, so definitely took my time. But Legio Krytos, look for it, 2022. It's coming, especially with the new bump up in the book. We're going to crush Loyalist ass, and it's going to be sweet. So, engine kills galore.
Yeah, and like I only played it the one time, like our learning round with the four of us there. And it was really fun, even though, there were some rules that we didn't properly do. But it was okay. Dan's filled in those shoes for the experience of the game, and he's told us his war stories.
Yeah.
With a couple of the matches. Yeah. And it's like one of our locals said, it's probably Games Workshop's best game out there right now.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Just from that one game, it felt very smooth. Nothing seemed kind of out of place. It was pretty clear on what does what. Obviously, the models are awesome, and they keep bringing out a little bit more at a time here and there. And I mean, driving around, piloting or commanding these large titans, that can go critical at any moment because you pushed them too hard. It seems like it's a solid game. Locally here, there's a lot of hype for it. A lot of guys who play Heresy are definitely, they have their forces, and they are definitely wanting to play. Of course, Dan's a big head runner on that, trying to get things going, which is awesome because, everybody has their system, you know what I mean? Like, you have a passion for your top system that you like playing. And, this one definitely Dan has reached out and grabbed onto this, and like, he's going with it, which is awesome. So we'll see a lot of that in the new year. I know I have Legio Solarius. They are looking pretty sharp. I ended up getting them to a point they're pretty close to being done when we did our pledge. And then I actually revisited them and realized I could have done a bit more to make them look closer to what I envisioned. And I figured it out. So come, next year when we start doing that stuff, we'll get them fully operational and completed. But they're going to look really good. And then going to have to look at another Legio.
Another
now
one?
Well, yeah, I have like 4
whore.
warlords, right?
Dirty
so
whore.
Now it's a matter if I'll go with a traitor or again a loyalist.
You'll go traitor, come on.
We all know how I am with Heresy. I tend to be a loyalist player majority of the time. So, but Warhounds galore, definitely. I do like the miniatures. They're pretty cool kits, and a lot of trimming, but it looks good in the end. So, it's pretty decent.
It's true.
And of course, there's always these new Titans that were coming out. So,
yeah, there's more stuff coming all the time.
And again, sitting for next year, because of Titanicus, we will probably be busting out a lot of terrain.
Oh, yes.
That will be coming, a lot of cityscapes, and of course, might end up getting the printers running. Bill has one, myself, hopefully. We'll get them going with Titanicus or something. So it'll be pretty cool to go with and see what we can do and see what's out there.
Definitely. I also, as we continue with the year, just when we kicked into April, we had a gentleman, Mr. Ben, from King Fluff himself. He jumped on and we talked about all the Great Crusade stuff he was working on. and he had books 1, 2, 3 out at the time, and I believe we got some sneak peek stuff about books 4 and 5, which he was working on, and it was really cool to have him jump on and give us all the extra detail and lore with the Great Crusade era. It basically, if you're unfamiliar, this is when the Imperial forces left Terra and they started reconquering the galaxy and pretty much, just boot stomping Xenos like we do. And he has a full series of books that bring stats and units and model types and options to the game itself, where you can pretty much use anything to really fill it in. You're not restricted to just Games Workshop models. He's got it open where you can play anything you want to play, and that's anything from the Hrud to the Megarachnids, you name it, they're all there. And it was really, really cool chatting with him as well, because I recently picked up the books from him at the time, and I was kind of giving them a browse, and I was like, wow, and just going through the Heresy audio books, and I was like, right there, Planet Murder, listening to all the stuff, and then you're reading about that army list, and you're like, wow, I could make this out of a bunch of Tyranid bits and 3D printing additional bits and pieces, and just really, really cool. An excellent way to kind of show the freedom of where Heresy can go. I know that King Fluff is actually running the Great Crusade Xenocide 2. He's doing it in the new year, end of January, so keep an eye out for that if you're in the UK. I am not. We are not, so we can't go fly and do it, unfortunately, but something like that would be pretty sweet. And I think the last time you ran one, it was like a 50-50, 50 Xenos races and 50% Marines, so there was a good spread of armies all kind of battling it out and playing, which is really cool that way. So
that'd be really cool to see those armies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
So
because they're different Xeno races than you. A few of them are different than what you usually see, right?
It's true, yeah.
Just the ability for players and whatnot to do conversions and the amount of skill people have out there with conversions. It's almost a lost art,
It's true.
But
it's true.
You still got people out there who are super skilled in it.
Yeah. Also around the same time, Andy and I, we both jumped on to it was an Instagram promotion kind of challenge. It was put on by Heresy by Royal Gear. It was his phase 1, where we were basically playing alternate Heresy legions. So we ended up doing the classic Word Bearer Ultramarine matchup, except my Word Bearer was true and loyal and all cool and had alternate colors. He still rocked the red, but I had a white marbling on the shoulders and tried to make him look more loyalist style. And then Mr. Monty was a traitor for once.
A traitor Ultramarine.
Yeah.
The Praetor with the Xeno bladed spear.
Yep.
Piercing one of the loyalist word bearers to the ground.
Outrageous.
And then I had, I think I used the Legion Champion body and a couple of the shoulder pads and stuff, because he had a mixed match of armor, and there was some armor that had skulls dangling from it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had a cape that had a whole bunch of tattered looking ruins on it and stuff that I threw on him, and then really painted his armor really dark, a darker blue, almost like a Night Lord's kind of ish blue, make him look a bit more menacing. And didn't really trim him with the gold, but I ended up going with a silver instead, and still had the crest but went with like the black crest, right color, so menacing kind of look, and not quite your normal all-terrain, but
No.
A little bit more warmongering kind of,
Yeah.
using Xenotech. So
That dirty old Xenotech.
it was fun. It was a fun little project. It was different, right?
Yeah.
It was cool to get that out and help them out with that too. So
Yeah, that was pretty legit.
yeah, that was pretty neat.
I know closer to the end of April, we had another big juggernaut on, which was Mr. Carl Tuttle of Independent Characters podcast. That was really cool. It was right when we were jumping into the double digits for our episodes. Came on, told us lots about Adepticon and how amazing it is. And it's definitely piqued my interest where I would like to go hit Adepticon. Probably 2023. If everything goes well, it'll be it'll definitely be on the docket. I'll have another link in the description as well for him, so you can check out his stuff. They've been running episodes for a number of years, and they have quite the group following on there. So if you aren't familiar with the Independent Characters podcast, definitely check them out as well. And thanks again, Carl, for jumping on. That was pretty sweet. So, all right. Yeah, the year's been good. Like, as I'm looking at these posts, it's been a lot of fun. Like, I'm going through and I'm, remembering all these different things we did. We had in May we had a pretty sweet like Heresy Games day event here at the Bonko Manor, and it was basically it was all Heresy games. We had a really massive 2v2. And then there was a bunch of other tables set up for 1v1s. That was a lot of fun. The boys came out. We played, rolled dice, and made sure everyone had a good time. There was barbecue and beers, as there always is. So that was pretty legit. And right around the same time, I ended up playing Josh with that beautiful Dark Angels army. We have pictures of it on the Instagram, and I would definitely give it a peek if you have not, because the models, the conversions, the paint jobs, everything that he's done on these things just looks amazing. He did a killer job.
I played against his army recently with my white scars, so it was a bike on bike fight, and just admired his paint scheme and just what he did with the army, and everything just fits in, his colors that he chose, and little chipping here and there and all that stuff. Props to Josh for doing just a bang up job on those the Dark Angels. I don't think I've seen one yet here locally that looks like that at all.
No.
And he got him done like this year.
Yeah, he cranked out.
So that was awesome to see.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I thought I had the bike army.
Yeah, it put us to shame. He was cranking out really, really like some serious progress.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
Close to.
I know.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I know we had. Actually, we had. I don't know if you have that in your notes or not, Bill, but we had a guest from Warlord Games. John Russel, the man, the myth, the legend. So he does a lot of the event coordinating and whatnot for Warlord Games, and he's running the LVO, and he has for the past few years and whatnot. And that was great to have him come on the show and share with us how and what he's kind of gone through with Warlord Games. And it's just been awesome. He shared kind of a little bit what's coming up and whatnot from like these, he hinted at these new Italians that were coming out, which have dropped in the last month or so. Just his experiences with tournaments and all the events that, like so many events that happen in the States for bolt action is just insane, and it's great, you know. So, but yeah, just having him on the show was awesome. His experiences, his stories, super, super positive energy that comes from him just gets you going as well, right? So I was very happy to have him on, and I'll have to reach out to him to try to get him on again just to see what happens in the new year, and probably I'll go down and meet up with him in LVO.
Oh, most definitely.
And check it all out, and be nice to actually see the guy and talk with him a little bit. So
yeah.
But yeah, just with his experience through the miniatures and the hobby and the games and the events that he goes to, like, he's talking about terrain and stuff, and it just blows my mind away. So it's a great episode to check out if you're into bolt action and you want to see a bit of the personality from the guys at Warlord Games. The John Russel, man, he's super awesome. Check out one of our episodes. He's on there, and it's a good one. It's a fun episode. So
definitely,
yeah,
definitely. Rounding out the month of May, we were also greeted with the Warmistress. Tanya jumped on and talked with us about pretty much what she does, like on her channel. She has a lot. Well, she's pretty busy actually. She does articles for a lot of different channels. I remember talking to her, and when she was rattling off all the things she's involved in, I was like, holy, like, where do you even have time to play? Or even, just like time for yourself. But yeah, she's very, very busy. I know she recently was on Mini Wargaming. They had a big epic Orc Imperial Guard battle. She does articles for, I believe she's written a few for I want to say Goonhammer, and she's got her series Be Nice Roll Dice, and she also does some work with Scarecast as well. So definitely check her out. She'll have links in the description. It was a lot of fun just to have all these different content creators jump on and just chat with us about what they do, how long they've been in the system. She's deep into 40K, and she's been killing it. She's been doing really well. I've been kind of keeping tabs, watching her Instagram, and she's been painting up orcs like crazy as well, which has been really cool. So it's been a lot of fun to see all that. And then nice. When does it all start to go downhill? In June, that's when Andy came at me, man. He kicked in my door, threw BattleTech at me, and I was like, oh god, not another system. But honestly, BattleTech's been really good. BattleTech has been legit. He was busting out pictures of his Clan Wolf. What was that, Beta Galaxy?
Beta Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I immediately had to jump over to Clan Jade Falcon, because it's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Got to represent the best clan. And yeah, so we started into some sweet BattleTech, and it was good actually. I bought some models, never played, but bought models, started painting and getting things kind of rolling that way. I know Andy started to tinker and buzz away. 3D printer goes bzzz, and he was pumping out a ton of different terrain.
Still am.
Yeah, oh yeah, still he still is. He still is for sure. And
just gotta get him painted, right?
Yeah, it's gonna look really cool though. I think after I got that first star painted up, I was really pleased with how it looked, and just overall, the look of it. I did play a lot of MechWarrior online, and I still do. Then also, growing up watching the cartoon, it was kind of an easy fit. So I definitely liked jumping in and being pulled in. I didn't really have a choice. I just got dragged in. Let's be honest.
Here's a box of mechs. You're playing.
Yeah, check this out. You're in. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, that was right. I was telling you kind of got into it, and I was telling you about it right as like I pretty much let you know that, like, okay, I just jumped into the Kickstarter like tenfold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm balls deep.
and,
We're in. You're like,
yeah.
oh, shit.
Well, I mean, I played it when I was younger in high school and stuff, and loved the game, and then kind of got out of it, and then back into it and deep now.
It's deep.
Legendary founder, right?
That's right.
But just locally with some of our friends, and then online gamers that we play with as well, they also have a love for BattleTech as well, and they jumped all over it too with all the new stuff coming out. And this is one system this year is just gone on fire.
Yeah.
Right. Like stores can't keep stuff in.
No.
So it's an older game. It's definitely an older game rule wise, as we all know who have been playing or played BattleTech at all. But ultimately, like, we have a lot of fun playing it. Even though it might be like once a month or something like that we play. But the guys who have gotten into it have really enjoyed it and have really embraced the game itself. And like, everybody's painted, everybody's having a good time, laughing, shooting mech legs off, some head hits here and there, ammo explosions, stuff like that, right? But then, guys are just nonstop talking about it, which is awesome. And then we, of course, we're always posting stuff too, so guys are instantly just drawn to it and having a fun time with it. I know Phil, he's gone hard into it as well.
Oh yeah,
right. Plus he's he picked himself up a resin printer and just has gone mad. So now we have our own little mech factory in the Draconis Combine.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
So, yeah. Every once in a while, we get I get a message the coordinator approves. So
yeah,
so it's pretty cool, and there's a lot of stuff out there and content for BattleTech, for guys to check out and work with, and it's a fun system. There'll be more of it for us, and be a lot more different painting projects for that as well.
Oh, definitely.
So we got 2 Stompy Robot games.
That's
for
true.
Next year.
Yes, we do. And like we cranked out a lot of stuff. Like, I know I was bouncing between my BattleTech and Wordbearer stuff at the time. We were cranking out back and forth, just getting a lot of stuff painted and posting tons of BattleTech pics. And it actually right in the beginning of September, the legend jumped on. And if you don't know who that is, we had Duncan himself, Mr. Duncan Rhodes, jumped on to Trident, and we talked BattleTech. We talked about how he got into the game back in the day, playing how basically the new Kickstarter has piqued a lot of interest, and he was jumping in. He started doing some tutorials. We've been, keeping in contact back and forth there on messages, and really, really digging some of the stuff he's been putting out. He's an avid Smoke Jaguar fan, so that was pretty cool. Another Crusader to join the ranks, so that was legit. It was really cool having him on the episode, though. Very down-to-earth guy and very approachable. And just was happy to be there and talk BattleTech, which was awesome. And that was definitely like a episode, because like, I've watched this guy, I don't know how many videos, and he's talking about Two Thin Coats and all the Warhammer different tutorials, and now he's on our channel. BattleTech. Yeah, and we're talking BattleTech. It was awesome. Yeah. It really was.
I know. I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
And on that episode, that was again a hell of a lot of fun and just an awesome experience to
definitely
just be able to talk with these guys that you've seen,
mm-hmm.
Out there doing their thing and showing all their content, and then being able to relate to them and talk with them about stuff like that. It was super awesome, and super glad that he's jumped into it as well, tenfold, and
no, for sure,
the Smoke Jaguar thing was pretty cool, especially his paint jobs that he's been doing recently. It just blows my mind.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
no, that was legit. I know. Continuing on, when we jumped into October, this is the month I finished off all my bolt action stuff, and Andy was going deep. He was jumping around. He did some Scar action, and then you also jumped into some Necromunda.
Yeah. So I had bought the Goliath sets like months prior. I think it was right when Bill was doing his Necromunda, actually.
Yeah.
And like I was like, yeah, order me this, get me this, I'll get it. I'll get it ready, and because we were kind of doing two different systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this time it was like, okay, let's get these Goliaths going, and got them all built and kind of just built from the way the box looked, kind of thing, right? And got them with their reds, black, silvers, a little bit of rust here and there, kind of thing, and just punched them out quick. Of course, I think it was right around the time I was starting to do my scars. Bill was talking to me about a lot because he was using this one magical product that has now kind of graced.
Oh, it's true.
My brushes, the AK Interactive Streaking Grime.
Oh yes.
It's kind of taken over for me, but it really tied in those Goliaths, like just with the medals and their guns and boots and everything, right? Like made everything grimy, gave them some colorful mohawks and stuff, right? And it was a really fun small project to do, right? Never played Necromunda in my life. I've seen it. I've seen the cardboard cutout buildings way back when, and one of our real good longtime friends who owns the local comic shop here, Comic Fever, Lee, I know he originally, I think, played that game like way back when.
Like Man of War style before it was Necromunda.
So, having seen that era and not being able to play into it, and then now, with all these new models and new kits and stuff, and just being able to pick it up and just paint it up and get it ready for play, it's exciting. It's refreshing. It's different. The model's different, and I love the models. Big, beefy, jacked up, freaking powerhouse dudes. They're just gonna crush face. Really fun to do, and I'm glad I did get them done. I have a few more sets to include into the gang, and then have options, right? So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was legit. October was a lot of fun for us as well. We were hitting some serious milestones, so we decided to do our thanks giveaway weekend, which we hit our 750. So we ended up giving away a choice of a virtual gift voucher for either Games Workshop, Warlord Games, or Forge World. We did the draw. Gentleman picked some Forge World gift cards. That was cool, just to show support and just our way of saying thanks for listening to us, thanks for helping us out. And as we continue to hit milestones, we'll definitely make announcements. We'll keep doing giveaways because hey, we're happy that you guys continue to experience this journey with us. So it's some of the least we can do to give back to the community, and that's really the main goal with Trident, is to give back by sharing knowledge, experiences, tips, tricks, everything like that. But also we don't mind shelling out every once in a while and giving you guys some cool swag, some cool stuff that you can use to build your armies up. So
exactly.
When we jumped into November, that's when shit got real. So Andy busted out this Somerset Strikers campaign book, and we started the Battle Tech campaign of the Strikers versus the Falcons. And we've played one round so far, which was really fun. we have the mechs we need for our second round. We got to paint them still, but that is on the docket. We will be talking about our game as we play it and sharing it with you guys, because it's going to be fun. Our plan is to play through the whole campaign book and reenact these battles and stuff from the cartoon, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The first one was a blast, definitely enjoyable, and seeing the iconic mechs in their colors on the tabletop while you're playing, I don't know, it just slams home. There's a lot of nostalgic feels that come from it.
Yeah,
I know when we posted the pictures, we had the little character screens of the two different views of the mech, the cartoon character in the corner there, their portrait, like that was on fire. People loved it. They couldn't get enough, and it was really cool to hear all the feedback and see all the likes and comments of people like, "Oh man, I want to do that," and "Oh, it looks so good." And it was a lot of fun, and I think that's just going to keep giving us the motivation to crank out. So,
oh, for sure,
it's been legit.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome to get that stuff done, because, like you said, the iconic colors from the cartoon, and then actually putting it on the miniatures, and then seeing it on the board, and it's just like, this is truly awesome. Right? Like, not only do I now own the mechs and the miniatures, but I get to use them in battle. Right. So super fun with that, and even in our local community, guys just love that stuff too, and online, like you said, on fire.
Oh, for sure.
And there's definitely more coming, and of course it was nice enough for Phil to get some of the mechs that we need that aren't made yet, and there's plenty of options for all that stuff. Right? He even came across a little sloth.
Oh yeah,
the four-legged mech for the Steiner forces there for Somerset Strikers, so that's pretty neat. I'll get that painted up here soon as well. And I guess we need we have a few more mechs. Well, actually, we have a lot more mechs to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Did he ever find you aerospace fighters for your Falcons?
He did. Oh, he did. I got some Aerofighter
nice.
action, and then I recently got that Victor and the Assassin to round out my Grey Death Legion. So
I got to see if I think it's a Banshee and possibly an Infiltrator.
Oh.
That'd be cool to have to complete the.
That'd be legit.
Complete the forces. So pretty cool.
No doubt. You know what? Before I forget, I wanted to give a big shout to actually Jason and Dusty. They have jumped on countless bolt action episodes with Andy.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like I'm still straight up a noob, so I chime in where I can. But those guys really have made the bolt action episodes what they are. They've been coming on. They've been dedicated to helping Andy out and bringing out some pretty legit content. So a big thanks to those guys for jumping on. I know there were some pictures of Andy's game with Jason, the last one. It was some pretty legit looking tabletop action. Really cool terrain. He had kind of like the fur mat slash like section that makes it almost looks like the long grass fields and stuff. So definitely, a big shout to that. And that was right around this time, like for November. That's when I was like, I'm gonna make a German force, and I ordered all those Tamiya tanks. I'm still unsure what I really want to do, although Africa Corps are definitely grabbing my attention.
No, for sure. Yeah, there's so many options with bolt action, and then going back to Jason and Dusty, you're talking about the terrain and stuff.
Yeah.
And the missions, like me and Jason decided to start up the Stalingrad book, and it's been a blast. The scenarios have been actually quite balanced, and it's going to continue into the new year. So look out for that more kind of semi, battle action kind of reports, right? But within the episodes. But gotta give them props. Just these guys, Jason, Dusty, are so dedicated to making the tabletop come real. The terrain that they do looks so awesome and realistic that if you're in another gaming system, and I've heard this, you're in another gaming system and you look over at those tables and there's guys that say, I want to play on that. It looks like a movie, So, tip my hat, bow down to the masters of terrain with those guys.
I think I said that at Middenheim Madness when you guys, when those guys showed up and did it was like a D-Day kind of style beach, and they had like an actual water mat, and then they had terrain with like the beach, and they had all the like bunker emplacements and stuff, and then they had the A-boats and everything like rolling up. And I remember I was playing Heresy, and I was like, holy shit, look at that. Like,
oh yeah,
I do want to play on that map, right? Like, it looked really good.
They're hardcore, which is awesome, and that's where I want to get, So, but yeah, they put in the time, dedication, and I try to kind of give something back to them as well when I can, right? So, but just amazing games, amazing guys, in the community. There's actually a lot of amazing guys in the communities, but these guys really, tip of the spear kind of thing, making it happen, right? So always involved, which is awesome. And it's just a positive thing for the community. So from me, super big thanks to you guys for all the help and enjoyment, and of course friendship, over the 3 or 4 years that I've been in bolt action, right? So but yeah, just that's what makes playing in these communities great.
Yeah, no, it does, definitely.
It's always nice to give back and whatnot. So
basically, we're pretty close to being caught up. We had that really legit BattleTech brawl. We posted an episode about that. If you haven't heard it, you should definitely jump on there. It was a gnarly fight. There was a lot of cool things that happened. A lot of destruction. We posted pictures also on the Instagram and on the episode, so you could definitely take a peek and look at those beautiful mechs done by everybody. I know. As we go through the holidays and crest into the new year, it will be a really fun time for us to jump into new systems. I know we've said it a couple times already, but yeah, Titanicus will be one. Bolt Action, BattleTech, they're still favorites. We're going to be going on those pretty hard. I do see 40K in my future. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have Executioner Primaris Marines, and don't boo me, beta boys. They look cool as fuck. So, but yeah, I've got those guys, and I also have a complete on sprue Dark Eldar army, or Drukhari army. So I'd like to start fiddle diddling with that, get that stuff rolling. It's just jumping in new systems, painting, trying to push the envelope, getting better, and really just seeing kind of where it goes. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, I think.
Well, for sure it will be. A lot of other systems out there. I mean, I'm a collector of miniatures, of course. Looking at
that means hoarder of plastic and resin.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely looking at starting up another Star Wars Legion army.
My goodness,
get painted. I have the miniatures, so I mean, there's that. There's more Warlord games, other games like Victory at Sea. I do have some black powder that kind of have now sprung up on me, and there's some epic battles So we might touch base on that stuff in our Warlord Games bolt action kind of episodes, right? Bring some other content to you guys too. Of course, we'll probably jump on Necromunda,
Oh yeah.
get that going,
yeah.
right? So,
Oh, you know what we're gonna do for sure too. Sorry to cut you off there. I got excited. I got my mythic tier, the Big Daddy tier of my Hero Quest Kickstarter. So I've got the Hero Quest. I've got all the expansions and the alternate character models. It is so nice. I will be doing like an unboxing video and showing everything that came in that kit. It was well worth the money. Big fan of the original. I only played it a few times. I was really young, but it was a blast. It kind of sucked me into D&D. Got into all that, fantasy, mythical kind of just genre, and it's legit. It's throwing me back. I got my kids like, Dad, I want to play with the skeletons, and I'm like, no, back. I'm trying to beat them back with a stick because they're all over it. All they see is like cool stuff. There's orcs, goblins, and skeletons, and little rats. Like everything that the original had, this has, and it's all redesigned, new sculpts, and it looks awesome. So I think we'll definitely have to get together some of the boys, crack some battle beers, and do some Hero Quest action and talk about it a little bit.
Maybe we just record that one.
I think so. I think we
just
might
do an overhead kind of recording of it, and have everybody there.
Yeah,
that'd be.
We'll just cool. Blur out everyone's faces just in case obscenities start to fly after a few beers. You know how it goes. How it goes. So
for sure, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a few things like that throughout the year.
Yeah.
Just bring a little bit more content to you guys, and some guys who haven't really been able to play. It's always cool checking stuff out. I know locally and just recently, our friend Stephen Bosco, he started his little basement battle reports there.
Bosco's bargain basement battle reports.
Yeah. So I know Bill had his Iron Warriors on the one night there with
I did, yeah.
Bosco's Imperial Fists, I believe.
That's right. The 4th Legion did us good, and they made us proud. Even Perch Rabo gave the poke nod of approval. So,
so it's good. Like a lot of community members are doing things and getting involved and trying new things out too, right? So, and they're having a lot of fun. Super, super positive with the community that we're in. So it's the Warriors Lodge is coming along nicely. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of good times, good company with the players.
Yeah.
And of course, with the online community and stuff too, it's been nothing but some great feedback and sharing with you guys too, coming at us with everything you guys are working on as well. And also, just being blown away by the amount of talent that everybody who's out there that's showing their stuff off. It's amazing.
Yeah,
blows my mind. So,
who I almost forgot, and my apologies if you're listening. We actually ended up having the Remembrancers Retreat podcast crew on with us.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking heresy. It was a lot of fun to have them on. They're one of the bigger established podcasts. They've been running for quite a while, and they do have a lot of different content. They go through a lot of the different lore on the books. They go through a bunch of different stuff for just general gaming, and then they were starting to poke into other games as well. I do believe they were getting into some fantasy, if I do remember correctly. That might have been Knight's Air podcast. I can't fully remember, but it was really cool to have them jump on, and it was neat just to chat with another group of like-minded people. It was always nice to kind of share the talks and just chat about heresy. We're always down. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. I know we've had Dan and
Dan and Alex on too.
Alex on as well.
Yes, yeah, and they've been quite the resource as well for heresy episodes. We've been doing some of those 30K theoretical, which you guys have really been liking. It's been nice to have them on there because they do bring a certain level of experience as well with us, and it's also 4 different people's views on units and tactics and stuff. So we've definitely enjoyed having those talks, and there'll be more in the future. It'll be the next time you hear all 4 of us, it'll probably be Titanicus. We're all barking about, someone's warhound running off into the distance because it went buck wild and getting shot down or something.
The machine spirit did not agree.
No. Temperamental for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as you listen, it's been a busy year. It's been a fun year. It's been a very rewarding year as we jumped in hard, and it's gone better and further than I thought it would. So, to sound like a broken record, like, thanks for everything, you guys and girls out there. It's been really sweet seeing all the response and feedback. So, and I hope that New Year's treats you all well, and we'll see you guys in 2022 for season 2, and it's going to be great. It'll be really great.
And remember, build it, paint it, play it.
Catch you guys later.
See you.